All right, guys, how's it going? This is Yamil Cruz here, and we are coming back for episode 3 of the JJD type Boko. I've been absent for quite a few months, life, business, etc. I got super busy, so I wasn't able to come in and continue on with the series for this podcast. But here we are. We're going to stay true to our promise of going through the entire um, video series and posting it on YouTube. You're gonna see some shorts. You're going to see some things that come out of this content, and the goal is for you guys to understand what are some of those military traits that made such effective leaders, especially in the military when you're leading men into dangerous situations. It's a different level of leadership. It's there's leadership in business, there's leadership in life, when you're married, etc. And then when you have the type of leadership that you're required to have when you're in the service, I think that you can achieve just about everything that requires leadership because you're being trusted with people's lives, man, and that's the highest honor and the highest responsibility that exists out there. And so, we've been talking about some of the traits that make a great leader. There's an acronym in the military called JJD type Boko. We've covered the first two. It's 14 traits that make an effective leader. We've covered the first one that was justice. We've covered judgment. Today we're going to talk about dependability, guys. Dependability is number 3. And, dependability is pretty self-explanatory. It means that people can trust you to be there when you need it, when you need to be there, trust you to offer support and friendship. Ralph Waldo Emerson said that the glory of friendship is not an outstretched hand, nor the kindly smile. It's a spiritual inspiration that comes to one when he discovers that someone else believes in him and is willing to trust him with his friendship. And so it's a very deep quote, by Emerson, because it kind of talks to you about what it means to really, really dependable. For example, if you have a friend, you depend on this friend to be there for you on any situation, and um, it's that level of trust that it doesn't matter if that person's pissed off at you. It doesn't matter if you did something to piss them off. It doesn't matter if maybe the relationship is going through strain, that if you really need that person to be there, they will say, I am there. And so that's what it means to be dependable in the world of business, in the world of finance, in the world of being in a relationship. All of those things are very important. You cannot be in an effective relationship unless you're dependable. You cannot be in a marriage, unless your spouse can depend on you to fulfill your side of the relationship. When it comes to business, one of the highest things, for example, in the military that we always look for was, do we have dependable Marines? Me being in the Marines, I needed to trust that I could give a direction or an instruction to the people that I was leading, and that they will come through, that I could really depend on them to make things happen, so that I could then focus on something different, something that would help alleviate the strain on a mission, or make sure that we got out of a tough situation faster. And all of those things come down to you having a circle around you that is very dependable. In the world of business, it comes down to who do you have in your circle. Who is really your inner circle, your leadership circle. A lot of people like to call themselves leaders, and um, the problem with the danger really on the world that we live in is that any phony person can jump in and then start talking about leadership and then be considered a leader. And you could probably think the same about me. What does that guy know? So, just to give you a little bit of background, I had 7 combat deployments. Had a pretty successful military career. And just like in everything, yeah, we had some tough spots, but at least people that were in charge, um, that I was in charge of, they all came back. And in fact, that had to do a lot with what we're talking about today, the dependability. It wasn't that because I was the most exceptional leader out there. I believe that there's always room for improvement. But one thing that I think I did very good is I made sure that people knew they could depend on me. This was the truth from the bottom of the barrel, like brand new Marine guy to, my senior leadership. They knew that if they needed something to get done, I was the guy to go. do it for them. And I don't say this to brag, but I say this to help you understand what the mentality of being dependable means. I've always seen this trade as one of the things that will unequivocally open doors for you when people know that they can trust you to come through. They'll even bend rules. They'll get out of their way to say, you know what, let me help this guy out, move on to the next level. They really reach out. They outstretch, their arm, and they say, hey, come, I got you. And it's one of the most significant things I think I've experienced in my life is having that ability to know that no one can do it better than me. Can other people do it? Absolutely. But in the case of anything that needs to get done, we just figure things out. And so it's a very humbling experience. It's also a very it increases your self-esteem, your self-value, when you know that people can just come to you, and then you know that if they trust you with it, you can come through. See, dependability just doesn't go um, from leader to subordinate, right? It also goes to yourself. Are you a dependable person? Do you say what you're going to do? And then do you do it? That's part of being dependable. All of those things are part of it. When you start losing trust in your own word, that's a very dangerous place to be. And so that is, the third military trait of military leadership. It's called dependability. Like I said, it's self-explanatory, right? Can they trust you to be there when it's needed? Can they trust you to offer support, to offer friendship? Go look up Ralph Waldo Emerson's quote about the glory of friendship, and you'll understand that it goes beyond words. It really goes down to the actions that you're taking. That when people look at you as an individual, as a leader, they look at a dependent. Sorry, they look at it as a dependent. They look at the dependent person. They say, this person I can depend on to come through, to deliver the mission, to deliver the task, to be there. To be my friend. It has to do with a lot of things, like loyalty. A lot of those things have a huge role to play in these kinds of situations. Um, and yeah, that's just kind of the way things are, man. So, I hope this helped, guys. Stay tuned. We're gonna be posting more and more about this 14 traits of military leadership. I know that we've kind of skipped some of the months, and it took a little while to get number 3 out, but here it is. Hope you guys enjoy it, and leave some comments. Go watch the shorts, go watch the other two. I apologize for my very first video. I was just rewatching it the other day, and I realized that I looked like I was high, and the reason for that was because I was very sick when I recorded it. And so, I just say, screw it, I'm gonna just get it done because I wanted to get it done. And that's a part of being dependable, right? When you say you're gonna do something, just get it done. So commit to having you guys here, one of these 14 trades. And eventually we're going to have this in a podcast format where we have even guests come to talk deeper about these 14 leadership traits with us, how they've been affected by them or benefited from them, and see how you can utilize them to elevate your life to the next level. This is Leaders Make Leaders. Hope you guys enjoyed, and